Hey everyone, welcome back to Olinsi Traveling. Have you ever needed a quick stop near the border, but didn't know if it was safe, crowded, or even worth pulling into? That's exactly what we're checking out today. If you're new here, this channel is all about real life on the road. We travel across the US and Canada, reviewing truck stops, rest areas, and travel locations, giving you an honest look at what to expect. No hype, just what actually matters when you're driving. Today we're in Laredo, Texas, checking out this travel information center, and this isn't your typical truck stop. This is more of a rest area and info stop, especially important because we're close to the US-Mexico border. So the big question is this a good place to stop and rest, or just a quick in and out? Let's find out. Alright, starting with truck parking. Now this isn't a full truck stop, so don't expect a huge number of spots. There is some space for trucks, but it's limited compared to places like Love's or Pilot. During slower times, you might find a spot without too much trouble. But during busy hours, especially closer to the evening, it can fill up pretty quickly. And since this is more of a rest area, you'll see a mix of vehicles, trucks, cars, RVs, all sharing the space. Have you ever tried parking at a rest area and had no luck? So yeah, this is more of a short break stop, not always reliable for overnight parking. Car parking here is separate from truck parking, like most rest areas, which helps keep things organized. There are more spots available for cars, and it's easier to get in and out. You'll see a lot of travelers stopping here, especially people heading toward or coming from the border. Turnover is quick, so even if it's busy, spots usually open up. Outside, there's open space, where you can stretch your legs. You've got benches, walking areas, and space to take a break from driving. That's one of the main benefits of stops like this, a place to reset. It's also well lit, which helps if you're stopping later in the day. For drivers, this matters more than people think. After long hours sitting in the truck, your legs get stiff, your back starts talking to you, and sometimes a 5-minute walk makes all the difference. I always say, even if you're only stopping for 10 minutes, take a minute to step outside. Walk around the truck, stretch your shoulders, check your tires, just get some fresh air. That small break can really help you stay focused once you get back on the road. Another thing I like about outdoor areas, like this, is the space and visibility. You can clearly see the lot, see what's going on around you, and it doesn't feel cramped. That's especially nice if you're traveling with family, pets, or just want a little breathing room away from the noise. Now compared to a busy truck stop, this area feels a bit more relaxed. Less engine noise, fewer trucks moving in and out every minute. It gives more of a rest area vibe than a commercial stop. Quick question, do you usually get out and stretch during stops, or stay in the truck? At night, the lighting outside is pretty decent too. That's important because it helps with safety and makes it easier to walk around without feeling isolated. Overall, I'd say the outdoor area is one of the better parts of this location. It's simple, but it gives you exactly what you need: space to breathe, move, and recharge before the next stretch of road. Now let's talk about a few interesting facts about this location, because this stop is actually more important than it may look at first. First of all, Laredo is one of the busiest freight and border crossing cities in North America. A huge amount of commercial traffic moves through here every single day. That means thousands of trucks, drivers, and travelers pass through this area on a regular basis. So stops like this aren't just for taking a break. They're part of the daily rhythm of the road. Another interesting thing is the location itself. Because this travel information center sits near a major border corridor, it becomes a useful stop for drivers who need to check routes, review directions, or prepare for border-related travel. For people new to the area, having access to maps, local travel info, and guidance can save a lot of time and stress. That's something many regular truck stops don't really offer. Another fact that stands out is how different this place feels compared to a commercial stop like Love's or Pilot. Instead of being built around fuel and stored traffic, this location is more focused on rest, orientation, and safe stopping space. It gives drivers and travelers a moment to pause before continuing through one of the busiest transport routes in Texas. Another interesting thing is the location itself. And because Laredo is such an important logistic city, this stop often sees a mix of long-haul truckers, local drivers, border traffic, and tourists. That mix gives it a unique atmosphere. You're not just stopping with truckers, you're stopping with people from all kinds of routes and destinations. Have you ever driven through Laredo before? How is the traffic for you? Another interesting point is the climate. South Texas can stay warm even late into the evening, which means outdoor areas here are often still comfortable after sunset. That makes it a good place to step out, stretch, and reset. And finally, one thing I always find interesting about places like this is that they often become a kind of checkpoint in your trip. You stop here, take a breath, plan your next miles, and mentally reset for the road ahead. Sometimes that's just as important as fuel. Because road life is not only about driving. It's about knowing when to stop, think, and prepare for what's next. Now at night, this place feels a bit different. It's quieter than a full truck stop, but you still have vehicles coming and going. Lighting is decent, which helps with visibility. But since it's not as busy as a truck stop, some drivers might prefer a more active location. Do you prefer busy stops or quieter rest areas at night? Because honestly, nighttime is when you really find out if a stop works for drivers. During the day, everything feels simple, cars pulling in, people grabbing information, stretching their legs, heading back out. But once the sun starts going down, the whole atmosphere changes. The lights around the parking area come on, the traffic slows down a little, and the place starts to feel more like a real overnight stop. Now compared to a full truck stop, it's definitely quieter at night. You don't have constant fuel lane traffic, trucks pulling in every few minutes, or a lot of people walking in and out of a store. That can actually be a good thing, if you're looking for a more peaceful break. But at the same time, it can also feel a bit isolated. And that's something drivers always notice. Some people like the quiet because it helps them rest. Others prefer a busier place, where there's more activity and more lighting around. For me, it really depends on the day. After a long haul, sometimes quiet is exactly what you want. Now one thing I do like here is that the outdoor lighting is decent. You can still clearly see your surroundings, the parking area, and the walkways. That helps a lot with peace of mind, especially if you're stopping late. And near a border city like Laredo, that extra awareness always matters. Let me ask you, do you sleep better at quiet rest areas, or busy truck stops? Another thing about nighttime here is the temperature. Texas nights can cool down a bit, especially after a hot day, so stepping outside at night actually feels refreshing. You can take a short walk, stretch, and clear your head before getting back in the truck. And honestly, sometimes those quiet nighttime moments are part of what road life is all about. Just you, the truck, the lights in the distance, and getting ready for the next day's miles. That's something only drivers really understand. Overall, at night this place feels safe, calm, and practical for a short rest. But if you prefer a more active stop, with food and services open all night, you might still choose a bigger truck stop. My tip, use this place for short breaks, not long stays. If you need full services or guaranteed parking, you're better off heading to a truck stop. But if you just need to stretch, use the restroom, or take a quick pause, this works. Thanks for riding along, and I'll see you on the road. So overall, the Laredo Travel Information Center is a decent quick stop, but not a full-service location. You've got basic parking, clean restrooms, and a place to reset. But limited truck parking and fewer services mean it's not ideal for long stops. Let me know in the comments, would you stop here, or keep driving? Don't forget to like, subscribe to Olinsi Traveling, and hit that bell. Thanks for riding along, and I'll see you on the road.